Hi there, people. This is Pray Love, and I'm here live from my living room and doing a little recap of the New Year's and the Christmas season, um, holiday season, if you will. I was still around. I was having some really nice time with my family and my wife, and it was amazing. It was really, really cool. But I didn't do videos during that time because I just wanted to enjoy the moment with all of these people. And I'm back today. I wanted to present you the five fragrances I was wearing during that time, during the holiday season. Some of them you might like think are perhaps odd choices, but anyway, I'm getting to all of the fragrances I was wearing during that time. All right, so how do I begin? I'm gonna begin with how I basically started my first day uh, up there. I was driving 30 minutes almost every day to get to the gym because I'm really committed to having a better, healthier lifestyle. And when I got to the gym, I was getting this fragrance at first. That was the first fragrance I've worn when I woke up in the morning and got to the gym. Uh, might be a surprise because I'm not talking about that fragrance a whole lot. It's Burberry Brit for him, so it's a ginger rose fragrance. I really like that fragrance, in fact, especially in the winter. It's got something fresh, but it's also pretty classy. It's kind of a no-brainer, but kind of always a bit more classy. Kind of reminds me of some classier fragrances. It has nothing to do with them, but has a vibe that I would associate with L'Héritage or Habit Rouge by Guerlain. But it's much more like easy to wear, and yeah, the ginger and the rose really pop out. It's very, very nice to have a rose oriented fragrance at the beginning of the day. I think rose is very invigorating in that sense. It was really nice going to the gym using that fragrance. All right, so afterwards, the second one I used was after I showered. This fragrance doesn't have like the best projection and performance ever, uh, but it does a job. It projects pretty damn well, in fact, but um, it goes away after washing yourself, which is fine. I mean, I really like this feature because I was wearing this in the beginning of the day after my shower. Sometimes I just like to wear something else, you know? And so I wore Bohemian Woods by Atelier Oblique. So this is a niche fragrance that smells really much like very nice alcohol. So it's like it has something that can remind you of. I think the actual note is absinthe, um, but I actually think it smells a lot like a good Scotch, and I'm a Scotch fan, so I really like that vibe, woodsy, uh, yeah, alcoholic vibe, but it's also smelling a bit like burnt wood. It's very dense. It has a lot of different woods, a bit coniferous at some point. Um, Perfect for going like I was at my family's cottage out in the woods, so it was perfect. It had that coziness, that warmth during the winter. Like there was feet and feet up high of snow, so it was really like that cozy, intimate vibe that I was looking for. So that fragrance, I think if you like something like by the fireplace, this one is like a more not photorealistic, but more like an artistic take, like on the same kind of a concept. It's woods, it's burnt woods, but it has something more sexy about it and a bit more boozy uh, that I really enjoy. So check it out, Atelier Oblique. It's a German fragrance. Afterwards, another fragrance I was using A lot for the gym was this one. So it's Guess 1981 Los Angeles. I never talked about that fragrance because I did so many like trades and stuff and got so many fragrances, and I didn't like I hadn't had a chance to try every one of them, and this was one of them, and I was kind of sleeping on it, not knowing exactly what it was, but it's a pretty damn impressive fragrance, I must admit. It's a fragrance that, um, if you know like Versace Eros, it kind of smells similar to Versace Eros. I don't really like wearing Eros all that much, but this one I prefer because there is a the one of the main differences is the plum note. It gives off a sweeter, a bit denser, a bit more depth to the fragrance, and it has a bit more classic vibe, I think, than Versace Eros. It doesn't project as much as Eros, but for me, it's all the better because I don't like just projecting too much and whatever, and not giving a damn about the nostrils of the people, the passerbys and stuff. So I prefer that kind of a fragrance, but it does pack a punch. It does project still, and it's pretty damn inexpensive. It's one of the cheapest cheapies you can find, but a very good quality fragrance. Lasts a long time, has a bit of a booziness, has something that's more, it's more wintry, like it's more cold weather oriented than Eros, but it's still pretty much a, I think it's a very decent all year round fragrance too. Definitely signature scent worthy, very, very sexy, has a lot of spices. It's everything you want. It's spicy, sweet, very sexy. Definitely recommend Guess 1981 Los Angeles. All right. So, um, another one, like a very obvious one I was using for the Christmas time, my wife's favorite, tobacco vanille. So this is my wife's favorite. It's also my sister's favorite. It's also probably one of my favorite fragrances of all time, and it's definitely a Christmas vibe fragrance. It's very spicy, very warm. It's got tobacco. It's got it's got vanilla, of course. It's tobacco vanille, so it's got spices. It's got dried fruits that reminds us of Christmas still even more. Everything in that fragrance is a very like sexy, sensual Christmas vibe fragrance, but it's also like just plain Christmas. It's very Christmassy, perfect for family holidays. It's also perfect for dates, perfect for every of those. You want to have like a warm, um, reassuring vibe. Still very manly. I actually gave a 10 milliliters of this one to my sister for Christmas. It's a fragrance that I think a lot of people really enjoy. It puts yourself in a good mood, puts yourself in the mood for, it's so warm. It's so reassuring. It's got something that very grounded fragrance, um, and if you want to see the actual bottle, it's the signature line from Tom Ford. Amazing fragrances, man. My sister made me smell. I think it was Lost Cherry, and I'm gonna chase it down. I'm really gonna chase it down. It's so good. And last but not least, my father actually gave me a fragrance for Christmas. I was pretty surprised, and it is this fragrance. Bam! So it's 007, the Ian production fragrance, and you can see there's a kind of a gimmick with that. It's pretty cool. Pretty nice looking bottle with the black juice in it that just becomes straight. If you, it, I can show you, but it doesn't come off black at all. It just becomes clear. Okay, so it's not black at all. It's super clear. So it becomes clear when it strikes the air. I think something like that. Uh, so this is a pretty cheapy fragrance. and but it actually does smell very nice. It's an apple cardamom fragrance, but very very fresh. I think that people that would like La Nuit de l'Homme, fragrances like that are very cardamom oriented, would probably like this fragrance right there. I think the quality for the price is pretty amazing. In fact, um, it does have some staying power, some projection, but don't be fooled. It's not a super highly projecting, super powerful fragrance. It just makes you smell really good. I've gotten compliments with it since Christmas, so it's a very decent, nice fragrance. The apple note, kind of a green apple note, really strikes well. Um, it's a bit harsh on the opening, like a lot of cheap fragrances are, but when it dries down, it's actually pretty damn amazing. I was actually craving that fragrance. My father was like, "I know you like James Bond, everything. I if you don't wear it, it's no offense taken. You can just like collect it and it's gonna be fine. But I actually want to wear it because it smells so nice. You know, it's spicy, it's manly in the classical kind of a way. It smells a bit like cologne. You know, the idea of the man fragrance. I mean, it's perfectly unisex too, but it's actually pretty better than I imagined. A lot better. I was like, perhaps I'm just gonna collect it. I was telling that to my dad. You know, I'm not wearing something that I don't want to wear, but I really want to wear that one. It's actually pretty good. You know, so yeah, and I wear it to the gym, and even after the gym, sometimes I wash myself, and then I'm like, I'm gonna wear it back. It's so good, and it's got a bit of a classy vibe too. For the price, I think it's a pretty good like hit fragrance, and a bit sweet, pretty synthetic, but I mean, who cares? It smells really good. So, and like I said, I actually got compliments out of this one. I got compliments in the gym, but also outside the gym. People were like, "Oh man, you smell damn good," you know. And I was like, "Oh yeah, it's that funny fragrance, you know, 007." One time I actually had the bottle on me and I would show it and with the gimmick and it's like, oh, it's super cool. It's a Procter and Gamble fragrance, so I mean, you can't expect much from that, but it's pretty decent. It's Sonia Constant would actually were perfumer for that fragrance. Um, One of the her best known work are with Tom Ford, especially Tom Ford Noir Extreme, I think. Um, Not sure everything she's done, but I've seen her name. I think Bleu Noir by Narciso Rodriguez, and this one. So I mean, super cool, good perfumer, very decent, nice fragrance, nice smelling fragrance, and a bit different from what you're used to. It's nothing that is groundbreaking, but it's very decent. It smells very nice. All right, so that being said, stay safe. Yeah, spread love and spray love. Bye bye.